Hi guys, this is Lalana. Thanks for tuning into the Sovereign Path. So this is another video from my car. I know some of you have been asking me to do videos from my sunroom like I've normally done, but we are in the process of moving. So there will probably be more videos from my car for a while, just letting you guys know. So let's get into this idea that keeps coming across my coaching calls and my field around the masculine doesn't actually matter on this path, right? That this path, and you guys know, people who have been watching my channel for a long time, I definitely have videos that this is all you, it's you and you, it's all about you. We really need to understand what that actually means, right? There is no separation between you and the twin, right? There's no separation between you and the twin. This is one energetic system operating within itself. A twin is two by nature, right? This is consciousness, higher self, soul experiencing itself twice in this incarnation for various reasons that you as a twin decided, wrote up, scripted the whole thing with your divine masculine before you incarnated here. This isn't something that just the feminine is here to do on their own, right? Not gender specific. The feminine is not here just walking this path alone. The masculine has a very integral part to play. That's why we're called twins. So I really just want to bring that through in very just sort of candid baseline awareness that the masculine absolutely plays a huge role in your path, absolutely has something to do with this path, and it isn't just about the feminine and what the feminine is doing, right? The feminine needs to keep the focus on the self. You need to do the inner work. You need to do the shadow work. You need to go through the rigmarole. You need to go through ego death, the dark night, the whole deal, right? You need to come into embodied inner union. These are integral parts of a twin flame awakening. These are just simply built in. And releasing the attachment and the program and the conditioning to the reasons of why you are chasing the masculine, all of that, yeah, you need to do all of that. That's all about focusing on the self, needing the focus to be on the self, all of that, not needing the focus to be on the masculine. But what's been coming through lately is that is somehow being translated to the masculine doesn't matter. The masculine actually has nothing to do with this path. It's just you as the feminine, right? This couldn't be further from the truth. The masculine has just as much of a role to play in this ascension awakening process as the feminine. It's just that because the feminine is looking like they are on like the leading edge and the forefront and the leading energy and all of those sort of things, then it looks like, since the feminine is out in front doing all the work, going through the awakening, having the spiritual awarenesses, right? Having the downloads, the upgrades, the synchronicities, the numbers, all the signs, all the stuff, the push, that then somehow that's being translated as the masculine doesn't really have anything to do with this. The behind the scenes of what's going on energetically on this path is what you don't see, right? It's behind the scenes. And so a lot of the belief system or a lot of the teaching that's saying that the masculine doesn't matter is coming from a place of not actually understanding the energetics of what is going on a twin flame dynamic and a twin flame awakening, right? The masculine is very, very important on this path. You can't separate the masculine and the feminine energetically. This is one energetic field, like I said, interacting with itself, right? This is the counterbalance. This is what it does. The feminine is carrying one certain aspect of this awareness. The masculine is carrying another aspect of this awareness, right? It's not just that the feminine does everything and she's just, or he's just dragging the masculine along, behind you. It may seem like that, right? It may look like that sometimes, you move, they move, you shift, they shift, all of those sort of things that happen energetically behind the scenes, and that sometimes you will actually see physical evidence of. That alone should tell you that this is not just about the feminine, that if you are making an energetic shift and you are noticing that the masculine is making a shift, then obviously the masculine also has a very integral part to play on the path. They are fully connected. You can't disconnect twins, right? It's no disconnection, no separation. And so without getting into the nitty-gritty of all the energetic underlying structures of what's going on in this video, this is just to say that, yeah, the masculine absolutely matters on this path. The masculine 100% matters on this path. If there was no masculine, there would be no feminine. If there was no masculine, there would be no twin flame awakening. There would be no twin flame ascension. There would be no twin flame journey whatsoever. You would just be a soul awakening on your own, right? Doing your own thing on your own, like so many people on awakenings are doing that do not have a twin flame. If you are an actual twin flame, like I said, that's two. There's a reason that there's two. That's the reason that they're called twins. There's a reason that you're not just going through a solo awakening path. Even though me and a lot of other coaches will tell you, you need to keep the focus on you as the feminine. As I said before, that does not mean that we're displacing the masculine and acting as though the masculine actually doesn't have anything to do with this. They have a very, very important role to play. It's just that they are playing it behind the scenes. You're playing it up front by design. That's also how this whole thing needs to work. So just because you're not seeing what's going on behind the scenes doesn't mean that the masculine isn't doing just as much as you are doing, just doing it in a very different way. So just have that awareness, guys, because it's been coming through my coaching a lot lately. And we just don't want to slip into like the solipsism, conscious creation on this path of thinking like it's just me and I'm the only one here doing this and nobody else exists, and the masculine, you know, is just, you know, some sort of an illusion and all of that kind of stuff. That's not what's going on this path, right? Twins are twins for a reason. This is an ascension path of the one consciousness expressing itself as two. So hopefully that brings some clarity, guys. Love you. Have an awesome day.